Welcome to Blueprint of a Mind. People often ask one question. How is it possible for one mind to design full architectures across medicine, logistics, mobility, construction, data system, and culture? Today I'll explain the operating system of my mind and why it became the foundation of Archestral Studio. Most people think in sequences. One problem, one solution, next step. My brain works differently. It doesn't move linearly. It forms multi-layer cognitive graphs. When I see a problem, my mind instantly generates the structural map, the failure points, the data flows, the human behavior layer, the long-term stability rules, and the possible architectures. All of this forms in parallel, not step by step, like a real-time simulation. That's why I can switch from medtech to transport without losing precision. The operating system is the same. Industries look different on the surface, but at their core system obey the same laws. Flows, constraints, feedback loops, bottleneck, human behavior, risk vectors. My brain automatically translates every industry into the same internal language. Logistics becomes flow architecture. Medicine becomes diagnostic architecture. Mobility becomes behavioral and routing architecture. Construction becomes modular and supply chain architecture. Different domains and one underlying logic. This translation layer is the engine that makes multi-sector design possible. Most people hit a cognitive wall where information density becomes too high. My mind does the opposite. The more complex a system becomes, the cleaner the structure gets, because complexity collapses into patterns. When I work on a problem, my brain creates a topological map of dependencies, a structural hierarchy, priori queries, risk clusters, and redundancy loops. Everything finds its place. Nothing is isolated. Nothing is random. This is how I can hold the entire logic of 7 projects at once, without fragmentation. Architects don't think in features. Architect thinks in decades. My mind simulates what breaks at 10 times scale, what becomes fragile at 100 times scale, what becomes dominant at 30 countries, how human behavior deforms a system over time, and what future constraints will look like. This future compression let me build architectures that age well, systems that don't collapse when exposed to reality. That's why Archestral Studio can deliver long-term, multi-sector blueprints instead of short-term fixes. Holding architecture is one thing. Turning them into buildable system is another. My process, raw architecture, the 10-minute map, structural refinement, logic, flows, data, behavior, system coherence, removing collisions and inconsistencies, operational blueprint, the buildable form, documentation, clarity, precision, redundancy. This is why Archestral Studio can deliver a complete execution-ready blueprints in 3-6 months. It's not creativity, it's engineered cognition. Archestral Studio is built on one premise. When you have a mind that can hold entire systems, you can build anything, any industry, any scale. This is not consultancy, this is not advisory, this is not brainstorming. It is a cognitive architecture engine that transforms complexity into structure, problems into systems, and ideas into long-term blueprints. And the mind behind it is the operating system. This is Blueprint of a Mind, engineered by Archestral Studio.